I'd like to share with you a verse from Matthew chapter 11, verses 2 to 3. And when John had heard in prison about the works of Christ, he sent two of his disciples and said to him, "Are you the coming one, or do we look for another?" Interesting question. John is sitting in prison. This is John the Baptist. And he's wondering, are we supposed to be looking for somebody else? I mean, maybe things weren't really going the way he had planned them to go. Do you ever feel like that in your life? Where do you look when things are not going so well? What do you do? I got these two books here. They're by the same author. I just love sharing things that I read and stuff. It's really good to read and get other people's perspectives on things. Ron Mell, he's actually fighting leukemia himself at the time of the writing of this book. God Works the Night Shift and Meeting God at a Dead End. Sometimes it just seems like we have so many problems or troubles that we're going through that it just feels like we're in complete darkness and we feel like nothing's happening. What I like about this book is it says God works the night shift. He talks in here about divine surgery. Ever had surgery? They put you out, right? You have no idea what's going on. 1 minute you have a hernia, the next minute you don't. 1 minute you had appendix, the next minute they're out. And it's just amazing because it goes just like that, right? They put you out and all of a sudden you hear, John, and you're waking up and it's all over. God works the night shift. God, like a surgeon, is working in your life. You got to trust that. You got to believe that, because he says all things work together for the good to those who love him. Commit your way into him. Trust in him, and he will make your path straight. Do you believe that? Do you trust that? Who do you look to? John did the right thing. I love what he says here in Meeting God at a Dead End. This is another book that he wrote as well, because I'm sure we've all had times in our lives where we felt like we were at a dead end. On the back of the book it says, the dead ends in life prove we don't have all the answers, but God does. Maybe it's losing a job, struggling with kids who are out of control, or the devastating betrayal of someone who you thought was your friend. However it appears, everybody's life eventually reaches a dead end, where your resources are exhausted, you're out of options, and there's nowhere to turn. The good news is, as children who have been freed by the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, who are free from our sins, who are free from being slaves to ourselves, who are servants and slaves of Christ himself, we have him to turn to. I love that. He says here regarding John the Baptist in the verse that I read about, are you the coming one, or do we look for another? What do you do when you come to a time like that in your life, when discouragement has so flooded your soul that you wonder if you'll be able to go on? What do you do when you feel like you've come to the end and begin to question things that you thought you were always sure about? John did exactly the right thing. He ran home. He ran straight to the Lord. He may have been confused. He may have been troubled. He may have been uncertain. He was certainly discouraged, but he was right on target with how he responded to the situation. In essence, he turned to the Lord and said, I want to know, and there's no one else who can tell me. You're the source. He didn't run from the Lord and brood in silence. He didn't withdraw and reconsider his options. He took the initiative. He sent messengers to the Lord and asked for an immediate audience. By this action, he was saying, I believe you are the one, and it looks like I may be about to die for you, but I don't want to be foolish. I don't want to waste my life. If I'm going to die, I want it to be for the right reason. In my heart of hearts, I want to be sure. What caused John's discouragement? The same thing that often causes you and me to feel the same way. John's expectations weren't being fulfilled. We have an expectation, don't we? But in this fallen world of sin, things do not always go the way we want them to. I think that's one of our biggest struggles. I know it is for me. It's like, if it can go wrong, it seems like it does. And that gets very discouraging. So I want to encourage you this morning, whatever you're going through, whatever trials, whatever expectations have not been met for you, do what John did. Turn to the Lord. Lord, are you the one? It's okay to question. He's big enough to answer our questions and to have us ask him the big question. Are you the one? And I pray that you will hear a soft, gentle voice that says, yes, I am the one. Like he said to the woman at the well, I am the Messiah, the one that you're talking to. And the woman was so excited. She ran back and told everybody, come see the man who told me everything I ever did. Could he be the one? And they all went out to him. Go to him. They went out and listened. How do we listen to the Lord? Dig into his word, read his word, claim his promises, declare that everything is going to work out for the good, because he is God, he is the source, he is the one. We do not need to expect another. This is Pastor John from 15:5 Ministries. You have a great day.